Being in a relationship with a highly narcissistic person or having to deal with somebody like this often can really do a number on your mental health, as I'm sure you probably know. Many people develop depression, anxiety, PTSD, C-PTSD. The gaslighting has caused confusion that can take months to move away from. The trauma has sent us to therapy, and in some cases for years and years. Narcissists are so toxic, they will actually also make you physically sick. These people will take a toll on your physical health, not just your mental health. The stress of constantly dealing with somebody like this, battling, going into defense mode, having circular arguments and conversations that don't go anywhere and never amount to a resolution, will give you things like headaches and migraines. You might develop these things out of nowhere. You might not even have a history of migraines, but you are prone to have a lot more of these issues with so much stress and abuse in your life. Certain hormones in your body, like for example, cortisol, widely called a stress hormone, can actually begin to become affected. Some of these things mess with your bloodstream and your other organs, possibly exacerbating some conditions like diabetes and creating all kinds of new problems, again, that you never had before all of this relationship and all the dealings with this person. Stress can also cause other issues. I was stress eating, having no idea what I was doing. Some people lose weight under stress and lose their appetite. Some people gain weight because of stress eating and other issues from this person. Another problem is that narcissists require so much time and attention and care in a lot of cases that you actually begin to stop taking care of yourself. We stop taking care of ourselves. Honestly, we just can't help it. Most of the time, we're hyper-focusing on this other person. That's the way they're forcing things to go. We will absolutely just deteriorate and break down. Maybe we stop taking our medication. We start eating differently. We're not getting enough sleep. We're avoiding going to the doctor, avoiding some of these issues. Perhaps this person is spending so much of your money, you can't afford your prescription. You can't afford your copay. And if you aren't fortunate enough to have insurance because you have no money, taking care of yourself mentally and now physically is just really no longer an option. If you'd like to talk one-on-one about what you're going through, what you've gone through in a toxic narcissistic relationship, you can book a chat with Jess at gmail.com to set up private chats with me. The whole stress element of everything was really affecting me in my relationship, not in the beginning, but as I had moved well into the devaluing stage. I was missing menstrual cycles. My hair was falling out. I went and had all kinds of tests done, thinking I had thyroid cancer, thinking I had maybe cysts or some kind of cancer. Something was happening to me. And I was actually told I was so incredibly stressed out that I am actually doing this to myself. And I was told that I really needed to relax. I really needed to calm down. And I was even offered some medications like Xanax and the like to try to stop all of this anxiety, all of this fear, and all of this stress. Now, you know this is an issue when you are told this by medical professionals, that you are under so much stress, there's so much going on, and not know how to fix the problem. I was perplexed by the information I was given by my care team. What could have been causing my stress? What pain in the ass in my life really needed to go? I honestly was stumped for the longest time. And I've told this story before. I was told all of this by my doctors. And I remember going and sitting in my car and really being confused. What was causing me so much stress? What was causing me all of these issues? And then about 2 months after my discard, my hair quit falling out all over the place. After a few months, I stopped overeating. I wasn't so upset all the time. Everything that I was doing just kind of began to recede or dissipate or go away. The headaches and all the other little bullshit that I was experiencing, some intestinal problems, everything else began to improve on its own. I literally did nothing. I was happier. I didn't have as many depressive episodes. Things got more clear to me after all of the confusion, all of the bullshit, the stress, and the drama finally left the building. Now, narcissistic parents can cause issues in their kids, just like in a romantic relationship. The narc will put stress on their partner. Narcissistic parents will do the same things to their children. Stress can weaken an immune system, and fear, and always having to be in like fight or flight mode and never feeling as a child that you can just relax and be cool. It can cause things like frequent colds, asthma, stomach aches, gastrointestinal problems, mental issues. If we deal with that and grow up, then sometimes we choose other narcissists and we're dating them. And some of this damage can actually be done to us long term because we just move from toxic person to toxic person. So these problems can develop when we're younger and just carry on through our adult life. And this was fascinating for me to learn. I was one of the sickest kids I knew growing up. I always had a cold or a sinus infection. I have asthma, some kind of strep throat. Now, some of that was hereditary, but for some reason, it was so much worse when I was younger. And a lot of times we do grow out of some of these illnesses, but I really think it had a lot to do with the amount of stress and fear and everything that I was under when I was younger at the hands of an emotionally torturous narcissistic father. I was allergic to everything. I developed depression and had really, really dark thoughts at about 13 or 14 years old. I remember never really just feeling very good. And I was always very scared of my dad. I would tense up. It would cause me digestive issues. So this can totally start when you're younger. There are also issues like chronic pain. Injuries aren't healing, perhaps, as fast as they should. Or maybe they are healing, but there's still pain there. And this can affect mental health. When you just never feel good, remember the last time that you got a cold or some kind of flu, and it hung on for like weeks and weeks. And you start getting crabby and cranky and irritated because you're not feeling better. Or maybe you do have some chronic pain. It can become very frustrating. Dependency on painkillers can sometimes become a worry, on top of being in a narcissistic relationship where you're not being taken care of by this person, and then we're having trouble taking care of ourselves. It's almost kind of like once our brain can't handle it anymore, and we've taken so much emotional abuse and so much mental abuse, it almost seems like it spills over into the physical. The mind-body connection is a powerful thing. I know that, and I'm sure we all do. If one of these things is not right, then more than likely the other one is not either. I have seen so much stuff, articles, videos about people with chronic pain who are dealing with narcissists, mental disorders, fatigue, stomach issues, Crohn's, diabetes, asthma, everything under the sun that you can think of. I have even heard things like it can be harder to heal and move on from things like cancer if you're dealing with a narcissistic relationship, because the stress in your mind is affecting how your body is healing. You're catching more illnesses, you're catching more colds, you're dealing with a lot more physical issues because this person has literally worn down first your mind and then moved right on to attacking your actual immune system. So list some other ways that narcissists can destroy your physical health. Maybe if you want to share some of the things that you have dealt with down in the comments and share your stories if you would like to do that. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.